Good morning, gang. Happy Tuesday morning. Okay, here we go. The weather's getting colder. Thanksgiving is in a little bit more than a week. Christmas is in, 6 weeks? 5.5, something like that, thereabouts. We're into holiday season. We're into we all get fat season, right? Admit it, okay? This is the time of year where everybody starts packing on a few pounds. And, okay, you have that extra helping of stuffing with turkey. You eat the donuts and the candies and maybe have a couple extra drinks at the holiday party, et cetera, et cetera. And then all of a sudden, January rolls around and you go, holy crap, honey, I put on 10 pounds over the holidays. Right? Okay. Yeah. With everything I've told you about lately, okay, with the fiascos going on in Canada, with the fiascos going on in Mexico, who knows how long it rolls in here, okay, with the brouhaha that is going along in Washington right now about health care, and I mean, even Trump's plan, granted it's in its infancy and an idea at this point, to change health care, it's still going to be expensive. You know, it's funny, for years and years and years and years, the biggest expense that any company had in running a business was paying its employees. And the second biggest expense was office space, warehouse space, factory space, whatever, depending on the type of business. Funny how that's changed. A lot of work from home, a lot of outsourcing, offshoring, AI. It's reduced the amount of brick and mortar buildings that companies have. It's reduced the amount of employees companies have. The number one expense for a company anymore is healthcare. And we get to pay a bunch of it. Y'all have probably seen a lot of these stories lately, too, about people go into the doctor's office for whatever procedure, pick one, and they get the bill, and it's like, this was the cash price. It was, making up numbers here, $500. But the insurance company price was $1,500. And people are like, well, I just want to pay the cash price. It'll be cheaper. Oh, I'm sorry, you have insurance. You can't do that. The price should be the same, whether I pay them $500 or whether it's a combination of me and the insurance company. It should still be $500. Nothing different was done. But this is the goofiness that's going on right now with the way our health system runs. Whether it's Obamacare, private insurance, through your company, whatever it is. This is how it's running. Okay. It's just getting more and more expensive. We see all the stories on people who were on the ACA going, oh my God, my premiums have just gone up 3 times, 5 times, 10 times, whatever. It's insane. You have this time of year, you're getting your notifications from your company on the increases in your health insurance premiums next year. Mrs. P just got the notification on the increase of her health insurance premium through our private insurance, because obviously I don't have an employer to get it from. So we get into this situation of, crap, what do we do? Now, many of you know that a couple of weeks ago, my 84-year-old cousin went in for quadruple bypass. Okay. I talked to her yesterday. She is back home. She is doing fine. She, as the doctor said, her heart looks really, really strong. It's just the veins and arteries going to them were getting a little worn out. And I used the analogy with her. I said, okay. I said, let's think about this like a car. The engine's still good. The hoses need to be replaced. That happens in most cars. If you drive them long enough, eventually you have to change a radiator hose or something like that, right? It's maintenance. I said, okay. I said, so you went in for your 200,000 mile checkup. So be it. Okay. And she was telling me stories about how the doctor was telling her how good of shape her heart is in at 84 years old. And that a lot of times they won't do this type surgery on somebody at her age because of their attitude or because of their underlying health issues. You know, if somebody's idea is, Doc, am I going to still be able to eat a bag of Doritos a day after I have this done? They're probably going no. Okay. If somebody comes in and they're 200 pounds overweight, Olivia Giuliana, perfect example. Okay. You know, a walking house. Doctor's probably going to look and go, you ain't going to make it. It's not worth the effort. Okay. Seriously, it's not. And you have to think about this this is going to sound cold as hell, but it's true. And do not tell me it's wrong. I would challenge anybody to tell me it's wrong. If there's a doctor watching, tell me this isn't true. Doctors only have so many hours in a day. And they look at the list of patients they have to treat and the criticalness of the surgeries. And they're not going to go, you know what, we'll wait on the kidney transplant for this kid for 16 hours. He might not survive if we wait that long, because we're going to go do the heart transplant on the 600-pound blimp over there. No, they're going to go, okay, priority, let's get the one who has a better chance of surviving longer. They're first in there. Okay. Yeah, I know, it sounds really cold. I challenge anybody to tell me I'm wrong. So the whole point comes in with my cousin is she took care of herself. Like I said, she's 84 years old, and she walks 3 miles a day. She and her husband go walk up and down parking lots, through Home Depot, whatever it is. That's what they do for exercise every day, 3 miles. Answer yourself honestly. Can you do a 3-mile walk? However old you are. I'll pat her on the back. I'm impressed. Okay. I remember, oh God, this goes back 2017, 2018, whatever, when we were living in Vegas and they came to visit one time. And so we took them down to the Strip. And anybody that's been to the Vegas Strip knows it's not a small area. Okay. And so we walked and took in the sights all day long. And we all used the pedometers and we walked about 7 miles in a day. There were times I had to sit down. At the time, I was, if you go back, that's about 8 years ago. I was just over 50, 51. I'd sit down, I'd want to rest. Now, granted, I have knees and a back from the Army. Okay, so be it. But they were still going. And I'd take my couple minutes, sit down, have a bottle of water, and they'd just keep on chugging along. 25 years older than me. Got it. Okay. So I bring this up. Now that it's getting cold weather, and it's fat season, okay? We're not out in the yard getting the exercise that we normally do. We're not out working in the gardens. We're not out shoveling dirt or pitching hay or mowing the lawn, doing anything. The physical activity gets a little bit lower. And Mrs. P and I noticed this last week. We're like, what are we going to do today? It's like, oh, we really don't have much. And the next thing I know is I find I was sitting in this chair all day long because there wasn't anything to do. Okay. It's just, all right. I'm like, this isn't good. So I went online and I looked for some exercises, if you will, that Mrs. P and I could do. All right. Found a channel on YouTube. Go figure, you can find anything on YouTube, right? With a workout plan. Okay, good. Half an hour a day. I'm thinking more PT, drill sergeant, more PT, right? You guys know that one. So we got ourselves a couple of yoga mats, and every morning, as soon as we're done with this, recording this video, this is what I'll be doing, is we get into doing our, I guess it's like a Pilates or something like that. But it's, and think about, for those of you guys that are military, think about this. This is scissor kicks. This is crunches. This is leg lifts. We started yesterday, okay? Figured, okay, let's get this going. And I've got a different set of exercises for every day. So it's not the same thing over and over. You know, you got to do a belly day, a chest day, an arms day, a leg day, a butt day, whatever it would be. Okay. And it was funny because when we did this, and I go back, granted, I can't compare my physical state to when I was 20 years old. But when I was in the Army, I used to be able to do 60 sit-ups in 2 minutes. There ain't no freaking way I could come close to that. We were doing them yesterday, and I'm like, okay, this ain't what I remember. And we both finished, and we both felt it in our calves, in our thighs, and in our stomach muscles. Big time. It wasn't much on the arms yesterday. And I looked at Mrs. P, and she's like, wow. And I'm like, that tells you how out of shape we really are. And I was like, okay, there's cardio in this and everything. So we decided to do this. Great. And I'll put the link below for the channel that we found. And we picked out a bunch of her exercises to make a 7-day plan. And I figure, okay, half an hour a day. The exercises are maybe 15 minutes or so, but you got to watch part of the video, so there's a little stop in there so you know what the next exercise is until you get used to it, right? So you automatically know what it is. All right, half an hour a day. Granted, the dogs had a field day on this, laying on the living room floor, and the dogs thought, hey, this is playtime, so we're in there getting kisses from the dogs. Mrs. P's trying to do sit-ups as Copper comes up in between her legs. It was kind of funny. So we were laughing through it. So it was a little fun, too. All right. But I finished this up, and I thought about this, and I'm like, okay, maybe we don't have that holiday poundage put on. You know, look like I ate the whole turkey. Maybe we get the heart in a little bit better shape, and I'm not in one day for a quadruple bypass. Or if I am, maybe it's when I'm 84, and the doctor tells me, your heart's in good shape. It's just something to think about. This is the time of year when we get slower because we can't spend as much time outside. Sure, I get it. There's some people that do. They go out ice skating. They go out skiing. Just shoveling snow is good cardio for you. But a lot of the stuff that we've done anymore is automated. You don't shovel snow anymore. You got a snowblower. Hell, I know people that drive to their mailbox. They don't even walk to the mailbox, right? Be honest with yourself and go, okay, could I get a little bit more active? Could I take the stairs instead of the elevator? Not at home, obviously, okay? But think about it. A few of you have asked me how the carnivore diet went, and I've told you guys that we have changed that over to more of just a keto, because I gotta eat some vegetables. Just straight meat is very tiring. You want some flavor, some different flavors, some crunch. But, all right, now that I'm not out working outside, now I can do this. It's an idea for people to maybe get in a little bit better shape, or at least over the winter, not have to worry about come springtime, oh God, now I've got to work out like crazy. Do it as maintenance. But with everything going on with the health insurance issues and the cost of everything, sitting on my living room floor for 30 minutes a morning, if it'll keep me out of the doctor's office once or twice, or certainly keep me out of the hospital once or twice, it's certainly going to make my bank account happy too. Pinball out.